So, am I waiting for one more person, or... Okay. Right. I'm starting it up, so good luck, everyone. So they are going around Valencia. If I can find it. Valencia. So these are all Div 1 riders going around Valencia. These are going to be some quick riders. So we've got VTR, Craig, Jack, Nelson, Poof, Shay, Touch, Sire, Howling, and Fadley. Howling was in the last group. He is coming to this group just to have a bit of a bit more practice. So let's just hope that everything goes smoothly. Here we go. So apparently I've got to just come out and immediately disqualify myself. So that's what I will do. There we go. Right. So, here we go. VTR is the first rider out on track. Going around turn 2. With oh, someone has Shay being the last rider, so just make sure. So, as VTR comes around the final few corners to start his lap. Rounds the final corner. Puts it into the lowering mode for more straight line speed. And off he goes, starting his lap. Braking nice and getting it tight onto the apex. Turn 2. Going a little wide, but that's okay. He can hopefully compromise it. Nice turn 3. Switching over to turn 4. Turn 5. No, yeah, 5. Getting a red to sector 1. 6. Getting that rear slid a little bit. Going onto the curb. No wheeling out the exit there. Into turns 8. Going a little wide, but that might be okay. In the wrong gear. clear coming out of there, but that's okay. 3 red sectors. Nice and tight. Nice and tight around the final corner, activating the right height device. And the time is a 1:26.5. Jack comes around the final corner. Lovely and tight. He's on the factory Ducati, activates that right height device, does a. He is a few seconds off. Craig coming down. Shea doing. There we go. So. Oh, Nelson. What time does he? He starts his lap. Sire coming around the final corner. Yep. Very nice from Sciofik, getting himself into provisional third. Poof, provisional fourth. Craig coming round to turn 9 and 10. Very nice and tight. Round turn 11. Down the short straight for turn 12 and 13. Oh, goes on the curve a little, but no worries. He's got this in the bag. Keeping it nice and tight for the final corner. Activates the right height device and gets a time to get him into provisional third. Now we go to Nelson. He's on the factory Aprilia along with VTR. Comes around the final corner, keeping it lovely and tight, activating that right height device. Getting himself a provisional P7. We go to Fadley. Coming around the long left-hander. Keeping it nice and tight. Looks like he's got a Simpsons helmet. Very nice design. He's activated that right height device nice and early out of that corner. Gets himself provisional 7th. Oh, we have VTR on a faster lap. Around turn 13. Nice and tight around the final corner, activating that right height device. He is also on the Aprilia with Nelson, as I said before. Gets himself a 26.2. Well done. Jack comes out the pits. We go on to Shea. He's coming around turn 13. The final corner. Lovely and tight, making sure he doesn't drop it. Right height device. And a lovely... Oh, stays P6. So an improvement on time, but no change in position. We have Nelson coming around the final corner. Oh, nice and tight. And he has a bit of a wheelie and goes into the pits. So, let's watch Fadley. He has gone into the gravel, so he's keeping off track, but he is about to start his new lap. Oh, no. So, we will watch VTR. He's coming around that final corner, although Poof has got improvement in sector 1, so let's give him a watch. Keeping the corners nice and tight. Going to helicopter mode. See where he is on the helicopter. Keeping it nice and tight. Bit of a wheelie out of the corner, but not too much. Oh, lovely apex. Nice exit out of the corners too. Oh, bit of a cut. That is an invalidation. That is unfortunate for Poof. Let's watch Howling. He's doing an improvement on time, or he's actually setting a time. Oh, going a little wide because of the setup, maybe. So, he will start their first lap. It looks like VTR. No, he must have come out of the pits then. It is Craig coming around turn 1. Let's watch in helmet cam. Goes a little wide, but that's okay. Around turn 3. Doesn't improve in sector 1, but he could improve in this next sector. Keeping it nice and tight. There's a bit of a wheelie, but it might be okay. Nice and tight on that curb. Lovely. Doesn't improve in sector 2 either. Goes wide, but he's okay. Didn't invalidate his lap. So we'll get ready for watch and touch. And he invalidates. So we have touch on the RNF Aprilia. He's improving in sector 1 and 2. But he is setting a lap time. So let's see how he does. Lovely helmet design as well. Onto the curb, nice and tight for 13. Keeping bike nice and tight. A little wider for the entry of turn 14, the final corner. Nice and tight. Goes a little wide, but might be okay for the exit of the corner. And he sets himself provisional 8th. Brilliant. Howling coming round down the start-finish straight. Puts himself provisional 9th. Well done. Nelson coming round the last corner, nice and tight. Doesn't invalidate, which is very good. Sets himself into provisional 3rd. Very good. Loving the times by these guys. Very competitive. They are all Div 1 riders. Apart from Howling, he is just a wild card for this tryout. So we have VTR on an improvement lap. Will he set a 25? He sets himself, oh, just 2/10 off a 25, a 26.1. Very good though. We are watching Craig. He is going around turn 13, coming to the final corner. He has got a very nice Valentino Rossi helmet. Coming around down the final pit straight, sets him provisional 2nd. These are some very good times. Poof coming round turn 10 to 11. Shay also coming around those final few corners. Comes around turn 12 to 13. Oh, he goes on that curb. That will probably set his time down a bit. He's probably lost a 10th or 2 maybe. Comes around the final corner. Down the pit straight. Sets himself to provisional P2. Now we watch Shay as he comes around the final corner. There's only 2.5 minutes left for these guys. So what will they set? Shay coming across the line. Doesn't improve. So we are watching Nelson. Where is he? Nelson. Nelson in sector 2. Coming to turns 6. There's a bit of a wobble before the entry of turn 6. Has a bit of a wheelie. Now to turn 7. Improving still. Someone is stopped on the track. Going around turn 11. Kept it nice and tight. Lovely from Nelson. Around turn 12. 13 goes a little wide. Compromising his lap a bit. But we should be okay. Round to the final corner. Oh, was he stopped his lap? He's gone into the pits. So, VTR starting his lap. Although we do have Jack Berman setting a lap, but he isn't improving so far. He is improved in Sector 3 though. Coming around turn 12. Now to 13. Ooh, compromising his lap on that curb. Will he set a better lap? Coming round to the final corner on the curb. Nice and tight out of it. He is not improved. VTR in Sector 2 now. He hasn't improved in Sector 1 nor 2. Saifik isn't improving so far. So let's have a look. See if maybe he improves his lap. Around to the final corner. Oh, and he drops it. That is so unfortunate for him. VTR around the final corner. And he does improve, but only by a few thousandths, but that is better than nothing. Shea coming round the final corner. And he does improve his time, but does not move positions. So we have Craig coming round to the final corner. Keeping it nice and tight. Activates that ride height device. Comes across the line to not improve his time. We have Fadley. So, VTR first, Poof second, Craig third, Jack fourth, Nelson fifth, Sire sixth, Shea seventh, Fadley eighth, Touch ninth, Howling 10th, and then obviously there's me, but I am the spectator. So as we wait for the game for them to load up, or they put on their setups, I think it's setups. Those Ducatis at the front row will get a very good start, let me tell you that. Especially the Lenovo Ducatis, they are very good on that long straight. But the Aprilia is also good out of the corners. The Ducati is good out of the corners, but not, I don't think as good as the Aprilias. So I think Nelson and VTR and Sire and Touch will probably have a good corner exit. But the Ducatis will be very fast down that long straight.
Riders in position, the green flag waving at the back of the field. Maximum focus now. Only a few seconds before the start of the Valencian Grand Prix.
So here we go then. Start of the race. 5 red lights. And away they go. Poof getting a really good start. Craig second. Now Jack second. Very good. Oh no, Craig's gone down. Poof in first. Jack second. VTR third. Sire fourth. Nelson fifth. Oh, there's some riders at the back. They've gone a little wide there. Shay getting the both of Howling and Fadley. Very good riding from Shay. So we have Craig at the back. Touch ninth, doing very well. Oh, Howling's gone down. Fadley seventh, Shay sixth, Nelson fifth, Jack fourth. Now to fifth, Sire fourth. Nelson up to second. VTR to fourth. Poof to first. Sire to third. Ooh. Nelson being shoved off by Sire. In helicopter mode. Poof all the way in first with a really good gap on him, but there is always that chance that he could drop it. VTR and Sire battling it out. We do have Craig and Nelson battling it out, coming out of turns 1 to 2. There is a bit of a gap there now. So there is a bit of a gap between them all, apart from fourth to second. There is a bit of a battle on them. Sire going for the move. VTR and Sire neck and neck going into turn 7 and 8. Jack though going a little wide. Poof has gone down apparently. Poof is in 6th. Sire in first, VTR second, Jack third, Shay fourth, Fadley fifth, Poof sixth, Touch seventh, Nelson eighth, Craig ninth, and Howling 10th. Oh, what has happened to Sai? Has he dropped it? Coming out of turn 12 to 13. Oh no! And that is Fadley down. There is a bit of a battle on us coming into turn 2. That's between Jack and VTR. VTR being the previous Season 9 world champion. We have a bit of a battle for third between Poof and Shay. We also have a battle for 5th, sorry, between Nelson and Sire. Nelson just touching that grass a little by accident. There is also a battle for third, I think, coming up. Touch and Fadley somewhat close to each other. VTR coming down the start-finish straight. Jack behind him. Then Shay. Then Poof. Then Nelson. Then Shay. Not Shay. Sire. Then Fadley. Then Touch. Then Craig. And Howling. And that is the 4th lap finished by almost all of them. Jackie's only 8/10, now 9/10 between each other. There is a battle between Shay and Poof. Shay taking the position back, but can Poof get it back with the switch back? Poof going up the inside, but just does not quite make it. Touch with a long lap penalty. Poof up the inside of Shay. Shay on the outside. Will Shay get that inside line and get Poof back? No, he cannot. But will he get him at the exit out of here? No. There's a bit of contact between them both on the exit. Can Shay get the position back at some point? I don't think he can. Poof has got that bit of a gap on Shay. Nelson getting a bit of a gap on Sire, catching up to Shay and Poof. He's only 1.4 seconds between them, between him and Shay, but that can always change. Shay putting that ride height device on down that long straight. Can he catch that Ducati? I do not think he can. That Ducati has such a good straight line speed. Poof getting that rear end slid. It's very good. Oh no, VTR's gone down at turn 1. Jack is in the lead. He's got a 2.7, 2.8, 2.9. Can he get a 3-second gap on Poof? That could be a Ducati 1-2 if the race continues like this. But anything can change between all these riders. Sire, VTR and Nelson in a battle for 4th. Shay's in a comfortable... Oh no, Jack's gone down as well. That means Shay is in 2nd place. But can he keep it? I think he can. He just has to be on that power nice and early down that start-finish straight because of those Ducatis. They are so good down that long straight. Jackie's catching very quick. Let's go back to the battle between Sire, VTR and Nelson. So as Shay comes down the long straight, Poof has gone past him somehow. Unless Poof was already there. All the riders going very nice and tight. Very good. Shay going a little wider than the exit. That could compromise his turn 2. Don't think it does, but what could happen in turn 3? Jack going up the inside. Nope. Nelson on the back of Jack. As I said, this Aprilia does have very good exit speed and corners. Oh, Shay and Jack having a bit of contact in the entry of turn 7. No, 8, sorry. Bit of tussling. It just has to be a slight wrong move from Nelson. He could get a potential long lap penalty. Let's hope he doesn't, because he wants to keep that close slipstream between Shay and... Oh, and Nelson gets a long lap penalty. That is so unfortunate. VTR putting a gap on Sire now. Poof in 1st again, leading that long gap. Jack in 2nd, but he can make that one wrong mistake and he'll get a long lap himself. Same with Fadley. Let's see some of the action from the back of the grid. Fadley quite a ways away from Sire. Same with Craig and Touch. As long as they keep it clean, they should be okay. Nelson past Shay. He just has to catch up to VTR getting past Shay too. That is so unfortunate from Shay. Nelson catching Jack. Can he get... Yes, he does get up the inside, but will it be the one? No, it will not. Will he get him on turn 11? up the inside. They both have the power, but Nelson gets it done. Into P2. He just has to stay in front of Jack, get that bit of a gap to then do his long lap penalty. So then he can get behind Jack again and start the battle all over again. And hopefully get it done better. They both activate that right height device, but will Nelson get the better of it? I think he will, just. That Ducati is very good. Oh, getting that rear slid a bit. A bit of contact between the both of them. Jack pushing him off the track. There'll have to be some talk between him. But Nelson and Jack having a very good battle. Can it bring in VTR though? Oh, VTR almost making contact with Nelson. Nelson up the inside of Jack, having a bit of a touch. Jack a bit wide on the entry. Can he get the compromise out of the corner? Turns 8 now. What will happen? Oh no, Jack has gone down. He's asked too much to the front and brought him to the gravel. That means VTR and Nelson fighting for second, but Nelson going for the long lap. He has gone wide, unfortunately. That means he has not served it. Brings Shea into third, VTR into second, Nelson fourth, Sire fifth, Jack sixth, Fadley seventh, Craig eighth, ninth for Touch, and 10th for Howling. Poof is in first. He's got that mega gap on him. Nelson getting the right height device on Shea. Can he get past him in time for turn 1? I think he does. Just about. Both having contact on the entry. Both going wide. That brings Sire into the battle. And potentially Jack himself, the Ducati factory rider. VTR's in a comfortable second, but Shea and Nelson having a bit of a tussle, having a bit of a touch and squeeze on each other on the entry and exit of turn 4 and turn 6. Shea goes back through, but will he have the drive out of the corner? I do not think he does. Nelson getting the drive past him into turns 7 or 8. I keep getting confused. And it brings Sire past Shea. Nelson not wanting to do the long lap because obviously he's got 2 riders behind him. He wants to put that gap on them both. Shea back through on Sire. Nelson may catch VTR, but Nelson also has to keep in mind that if he does not complete his long lap penalty, I think within the next lap or 2 he will get a 3-second penalty. Nelson putting on that gap between both Sire and Shea. Very good riding from Nelson. Let's have a view of VTR. I think he is just about catching Poof in the lead. There is the potential though. Poof dropping it. Let's see how Poof's doing. Keeping it nice and tight then with a lovely, I think, muck-off style helmet. So back to the battle with Nelson, Shea. Oh no, Sire's that's too much to the front and he's gone down, making Jack go past. Shea in 4th, Jack in 5th, Sire's 6th. Nelson's got a 3-second penalty. That means that if Shea can keep behind Nelson within 3 seconds, that means he will gain 3rd by the end of the race. But there is always that potential that he could drop it. Same with Jack. He can potentially get in front of Nelson because of that 3-second penalty. VTR catching Poof. Shea's lost a second to Nelson's. That got a gap for Nelson, so he's only got to gain another 2 seconds just to be able to keep that gap. We're on lap 11 of 14. VTR gaining on that gap. Hopefully he can potentially get that gap smaller and get a better drive on Poof to get P1. So as we're coming into turns 8 now with Poof and VTR, we have Poof first, VTR second, Nelson third, Shay fourth, Jack 5th, Sire 6th, 7th is Craig, 8th is Fadley, Touch is 9th, and 10th for Howling. There's a gap of 1.3 seconds between Shay and Nelson. This might be good for Shay, but we can only hope. Jack is closing in on Shay. There is a battle between Shay and Jack. Ooh, Jack gaining in the braking, but does not get the drive out of the exit. Possibly because he went just that little too wide. That Ducati is very good in the braking. Shay getting that better drive out the exit. Flipping it over for turns 4 and 5. Lovely, lovely tight lines. Oh, can Jack just send it up the inside? No. Oh, yes, he does. Both Shay and Jack side by side into turns 8. Jack sending Shay off track. He's having to go into the gravel and stand it up. He's going to have to have some talks with Jack by his team. So as Nelson is coming around turn 12 to 13. It looks like VTR's slowly catching. We're on lap 13, so
guys, like I said, with its best Portuguese rider, he very strong, very good race pace.
I am not sure, but he is losing a lot of time to VTR, so there could be a final lap battle between them both. This is only a practice race, so it's just to see where they are in the actual race when it starts. VTR lost a little bit of time. There are 3 people with long lap penalties. VTR going a little wide. It's just compromised his exit, which is unfortunate, but can Poof keep ahead or will he drop it? There is always that potential. So Poof coming around turn 12 to 13. Nelson 12 to 13 as well. Shay. Where's Jack? There's Jack. Jack's coming around that final corner. Same with Shay. So as they go on to the final lap of the race, Poof in first, VTR second, Nelson third, Jack fourth, Shay 5th, Sire is 6th, Craig 7th, 8th for Fadley, 9th for Touch, and 10th for Howling. There's Sire. There is Craig going a little wide out of turn 1. Did he miss his braking point or... There's Fadley coming out of turn 1, going a little wide onto the curb. There's Nelson. VTR is catching again, but I don't think it'll be enough for him to get past Poof. Poof is very strong right now. but he has caught up a little bit. But I think Poof has just got that nicer exit, but VTR has got that corners sorted out. Now it's down to 1 second, but I don't think it'll be enough. They're both going to turn 12 very soon. 12 to 13, down to a second now. So across the line will be, as they come round the final corner, Sire, oh no, I don't know what's happened there. Poof, across the line in first. Then VTR, then Nelson. But will it give to Jack P3? No, it won't. Sire, Shea 5th, Sire 6th, Craig 7th, Fadley 8th, Touch 9th as he comes round the corner. And Mr. Howling Siege himself coming around turn 13.
While the riders enjoy a well-deserved lap of honour.
So, Poof first, VTR second, Jack third, Nelson 4th, Shea 5th, Sire 6th, Craig 7th, 8th for Fadley, Touch 9th, and Howling 10th. So that is Division 1 practice race around Valencia. Some very quick riders right there. So thank you very much for joining us. I hope to see you all next time. Have a very good day. This is Volgaz Racing, Division 1 practice race Valencia. Bye bye.